Welcome, everyone. Today, we're firing up the ultimate U.S. General Knowledge Escalator. Lock in your focus, because we are embarking on a rapid-fire explainer designed to test the absolute limits of your trivia skills. We're pulling facts spanning geography, history, pop culture, and industry. Let's get this escalator moving.
So, do you really know the United States as well as you think you do? A lot of people walk in expecting a total breeze, but we are ramping up the difficulty systematically here. We're starting it easy, then turning the dial through medium, hard, and finally, pushing right into the impossible tier. Let's see just how far you can go.
First up, Level 1, the easy level, foundational facts.
Okay, I'm going to give you a split second to test yourself as we run through these. Ready? How many states are there in the U.S.? Exactly, 50. Where's the White House located? Washington, D.C., of course, the smallest U.S. state. Rhode Island. What state holds Mount Rushmore? South Dakota. And finally, the Statue of Liberty was a gift from which country? France! Boom, off to a perfect start.
But you know what's actually kind of cool is the dual significance of the number 50. We just established there are 50 states, a cornerstone piece of easy knowledge, right? But that exact same number answers a slightly more specific question: how many stars are on the U.S. flag? Exactly 50. It's a perfect example of how these foundational facts just link right together.
Now for Level 2, the medium level, turning up the heat.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're looking at a comparison of two truly monumental American firsts. On one hand, John Adams holds the distinction of being the first president to ever live in the White House. But jumping way forward in time, we have another historic first: Neil Armstrong, the literally out-of-this-world first American to land on the moon. Putting them side by side really shows the massive scope of our history, from the early days of the Republic right up to the space age. Let's keep that momentum going with a mix of towering mountains, massive populations, and historic dates. First up, in what year was independence from England declared? 1776. Now from history over to geography. What is the tallest mountain in the U.S.? That would be Denali. And looking at demographics, the most populated state is California. Finally, leaning back into history, the very first school founded in the United States? That highly prestigious title belongs to Harvard.
Well now, what was the name of New York before it was officially called New York? It's a great little mystery dropped right into the middle of our journey here. I'm actually going to pass that challenge directly to you. Do you know it? If you think you have the answer locked in, sound off in the comments below.
Moving right along to Level 3, the hard level, industry and pop culture.
When it comes to the American automotive industry, it really all comes down to the legendary Big Three: Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler. These three names don't just build cars, they literally defined the entire 20th century American manufacturing landscape.
And it's absolutely crucial to note how intimately American geography intertwines with major pop culture and industry identifiers. It's like a giant puzzle. For example, if I ask what American city has the largest casino industry, you instantly know it's Las Vegas, for sure. What does the Hershey Company make? Chocolate, obviously. Which U.S. state is literally known as the Sunshine State? That's Florida. And the state with the unique historical claim of being the first to join the Union? Delaware.
We've made it to Level 4, the impossible level, testing the absolute limits.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer geographic extremes of the United States. Think about it. We have Alaska, the absolute largest state by area, this massive, often frozen expanse. Contrast that directly with Hawaii, famous for its tropical islands and active volcanoes. To picture this, it requires mentally traveling from the freezing, rugged expanses of the far north all the way down to the isolated volcanic tropics of the Pacific. Talk about contrast.
All right, let's cap off these impossible questions with a hyper-specific burst of cultural trivia. The sport historically considered America's favorite pastime? Baseball. The dessert famously associated with Thanksgiving? Gotta be pumpkin pie. The state known for producing the most peaches is Georgia. And finally, the city where you can find the Liberty Bell is Philadelphia. Honestly, this is the ultimate test of knowing the precise cultural fabric of the country.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a single, cohesive story by charting these milestones on a timeline. We start with the era of discovery, with Christopher Columbus. Then, we hit the foundation of the country, with independence declared in 1776. Moving into the 19th century, 1853 marks the first American World Fair. Jumping forward, 1961 is the year U.S. President Barack Obama was born in Hawaii.
And then we hit the modern era with the intense 2000 presidential election between George W. Bush and his opponent. It's really incredible how these completely disparate facts assemble to tell the story of the nation.
Well, we have reached the end of the escalator. So how many answers did you get right? Did you stumble on the medium tier, or did you write it all the way through the impossible questions? But beyond just a score, look at what these facts represent. From icy tundras to tropical volcanoes, from historical firsts to pop culture titans, it begs a much deeper question. Is it even possible to truly define the general knowledge of a country as massive and complex as the United States? Keep learning, keep questioning, and until next time, keep climbing that escalator of knowledge.